In today's video, I want to talk about the reason for why I believe the conversion rate of this boilers or HVAC campaign was 27% for the last 14 days, and the conversion rate for this roofing campaign to be over 17% for the last 30 days. And the reason why these campaigns are at a point where they have such a high conversion rate is because at the very beginning, we didn't use a maximize conversions bidding strategy, but we actually used maximize clicks. And now we are using a maximize conversions bidding strategy, but I don't believe we would have had such a high conversion rate if we were to start out the campaign this way. I believe because we had patience at the very beginning by using maximize clicks and setting a maximum cost per click bid limit and get plenty of conversions inside the campaign with, perhaps a lower conversion rate overall and not the dream end goal cost per lead that we want to achieve in the long run at the very beginning, is that by being patient and actually gathering a lot of conversion data gave Google's AI so much context as to what users are most likely to actually result in conversions, which for our campaigns are form submissions and phone calls, is now we're at the point where Google just seems to be showing their ads to the right customers at the right time that are actually most likely to either call them or fill out the form. And we're at the point now where, still all your regular optimizations need to be done, but the campaigns are both at a point now where Google's AI can actually be used to its full potential. And with these maximized conversions bidding strategies as well, we've also set target cost per actions. And what we've done with these as well is also be, really realistic and set the target cost per action to what the actual cost per action is for the last 30 days. So, for example, in one campaign, if the cost per lead was €50, then that's what we'd set the target cost per action to. And what we do then is continue to optimize the campaign by, doing your search term analysis, focusing your budget on the ads that are performing best, your ad groups that are performing best, your keywords, your landing pages, and so on. And by doing all those things, you're going to bring down your cost per lead naturally. And as your cost per lead is coming down, then we can keep slowly reducing this target cost per action by around 10% or so every month. And that way, then you're sustainably and realistically, bringing down your cost per lead, and there's no massive dips in overall results. And this way, it's actually possible to scale with some level of predictability because we're not just telling Google what we want and hoping that it'll deliver. We're asking Google's AI to deliver what it's already been delivering. And basically, if you set a target CPA that we've already been getting, then Google's AI already knows how to deliver us leads for that amount because we've already been getting leads for that amount in the first place. So we know that our budget isn't going to simply stop spending and that we stop getting impressions because we're not being too aggressive with our bidding, which is, a mistake I often see a lot of people making is that at the very beginning they set maximize conversions with a target cost per action, but they don't even have any leads inside the campaign. So they have no context as to what a realistic, actual cost per conversion is in the first place. And that's just something what I briefly wanted to touch on is because we've tested so many different strategies at this point now, for example, starting out with maximized conversions with no target cost per action. But what we've noticed with that is that, we'd get really expensive clicks, which we don't mind to some extent once we have a high conversion rate. But even with the really high cost per clicks, we just wouldn't be getting any conversions to, make up for the high cost per click in the first place. Whereas we noticed that, in almost all cases, we've just had so much better performance with starting out a maximize clicks bidding strategy with a maximum cost per click bid limit of enough to get us 10 clicks per day. So, for example, if you had about 100 as your daily budget, then you could put in €10 as your maximum cost per click bid limit because you know that you can aim to get about 30 conversions in the first month, and that way then you're not going to have to stick with maximize clicks forever. But something else I wanted to mention as well is that a lot of people say that if you start with maximize clicks you're only able to get clicks, and that's just completely false because we've seen time and time again with trades companies that even when we start out with maximize clicks at the very beginning, then yes, of course, it's not going to be the most profitable month, but they're still getting a decent lead volume. And a lot of those leads as well can still turn into paid jobs. So it's not like you're only asking Google to get you a bunch of traffic that are most likely only going to click on the ad and not convert. Because if you're targeting the right keywords and appearing for relevant search terms for the most part, and they click on an ad that matches up exactly with what they searched for, and get brought to a landing page that also matches what they clicked on the ad for, then there's still every reason for them to fill out the form because at the end of the day, we're giving them exactly what they asked for. And that's just something I wanted to touch on in this video is to be patient with your Google Ads, and that you obviously still want to bring in leads and customers from the very beginning, but you can do so with a more sustainable approach by starting out with maximized clicks to get a lot of conversion data at the very beginning. And then once you gather enough relevant conversion data after the first month or even a bit longer, we like to also, if we think that we benefit from having more conversion data by leaving it at max clicks for even 2 months, then we will do so to gather that data. And then when we switch over to maximize conversions, after being patient with maximize clicks and being confident with the amount of leads that we have, then we know it's going to perform so much better than if we rushed into the decision and made the switch over too early. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this as well. If you tried using the same strategy and made the switch over to maximize conversions after getting a lot of conversion data and notice that you had a much higher conversion rate as a result, leave any comments down below on what you think. Or if you do have any questions about bidding inside Google Ads and what the best approach is for the long term to actually make sure you have a really good conversion rate and Google's AI is going to help you rather than bring you down and make your life a lot easier, feel free to let me know. And if you do like this Google Ads related content as well, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as we'll be posting all things related to Google Ads here daily. And hopefully we'll see you in the next video.